Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie if you are new, and I've got 3 little daughters. The eldest is 5, the middle is 2, and my newborn, which is 22 days today. I do motherhood related videos, some lifestyles, beauty, cleaning, all sorts of things. So if you like those kind of videos, consider subscribing. I will love to have you here. And if you are subscribed already, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope my videos help you or you feel identified with it and with like all this crazy motherhood life. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I do stories every single day and updates. I'm always there. In today's video, I would like to share with you all my experience with this postpartum with baby number 3, the first week. So she was born at the beginning of the month and we went home straight after, like 6.5 hours after giving birth. That was in the middle of the night, so we arrived home about 4 o'clock. I've done a video on my labor and delivery story, so if you are interested to see how was my experience with baby number 3, I will link it down below so you can click it after this video and you can go watch it. I choose to breastfeed and I knew my milk wouldn't come till like about day 3, something like that. So she would only have the colostrum, which is the first things that you've got before having milk. That's all they need. At the beginning, if you are breastfeeding, I breastfed my second baby till she was nearly a year. So I was familiarized with the process and all these difficulties. At the beginning, I thought it would be really similar or exactly the same as the second time, but it wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be. The first 4 days of my baby's life was only attached to my boob like 20 hours a day, and she will only sleep on my lap or attached to my boob. I will only leave her when I had to go to the toilet, so I was completely stuck on a chair, on a breastfeeding chair, 20 hours a day or something like that. It was really intense. My legs were really swollen because obviously I didn't walk or anything. I was sat on the chair. I had to put my legs up from time to time because they were actually really big and swollen. I never had my legs like that before. I did tell the midwife and she said it was normal, so it was nothing to worry about. It was only because I was sat on a chair for such long periods of times without really getting up and walk around. The after pains were very intense this time around. They told me that the more babies you've got, the more intense the pains, the after pains become. They recommended to take paracetamol and ibuprofen, like alternating them every 4 hours. So that's what I was living on, painkillers, to try to ease the pain a little bit, even though they didn't do much. But yeah, as I couldn't leave the chair for almost not even a minute, my bottom was really painful and really flat, really uncomfortable. So obviously that intensity of pain, uncomfortableness, and just not being able to do anything at all obviously affected my mind. I could only manage to sleep 4 hours every 20 hours, and that is because my husband would take her for a little bit and take her downstairs so I could have a little bit of rest. I could, in these 4 hours, at the beginning I could hear the baby crying constantly because she wasn't with me, but I needed to rest. That was something that I really needed. So she was fed, she was changed, nothing was wrong with her. She just wanted to be with me, but I needed to have a little rest. And all this lasted for 4 full days and nights. I felt I was in a little hell. Don't get me wrong, I was so happy that I could breastfeed my baby and I could be with my baby and I had my newborn baby, but the tiredness, the sleep deprivation and all this intensity, it just got me. It just made me feel that I was going to be so depressed. I couldn't see light at the end of the tunnel, kind of thing. My milk didn't come till day 5, which was really strange because the last 2 times my milk came day 3 on the dot. So I was expecting the same thing with this time around, but it didn't happen. My milk didn't come till day 5 in the morning. Because it didn't come for such a long time, I was almost going to give up because I was thinking, right, my milk is not coming, maybe this time around it's not gonna come around, it's not gonna work out. Day 5 I had the first checkup of the baby, so my milk came that day and the baby fed and she was sleeping for more than a couple of hours, and I was so like, what's going on, like this is amazing, finally there is some kind of like time that she's not gonna be attached to me and I can leave her and she's gonna sleep and she's gonna be nice and comfortable. And you can see that she was really peaceful because she was proper belly full. I actually, on day 3, I had the baby blues and I couldn't stop crying. I had a proper meltdown. I was in the shower, I remember I was in the shower just crying my eyes out. I couldn't stop crying. I felt so alone. Like I was with my sister and I was with my husband, but I just felt so overwhelmed. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional. I didn't plan this. I felt so overwhelmed because my husband obviously was trying to understand what I was going through, but he cannot understand it as he will never experience this kind of thing. And my sister doesn't have any kids, so she could imagine, but she couldn't understand or know what I was going through. I just felt like my whole world was collapsing and everything was just too overwhelming, and I didn't expect it because my second delivery with my second baby was so smooth. As soon as she came out, I was perfect, like living the dream. So good, no pain, so happy, so relieved, so like, you know, full of happiness. And this time it's not like that at all. It wasn't like that at all. So I couldn't understand what was going on. I never experienced this before, this feeling of overwhelmed and just feeling so low. On day 5, as I mentioned it before, we had the appointment for the baby and I just had kind of like a social anxiety kind of thing. I was so feeling really anxious the night before, saying, oh my god, I will have to leave the house. I will have to leave the house and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just didn't want to get out the house at all. I felt so uncomfortable and really anxious of, like, you know, the baby gonna cry, she will have to be attached to my boob all the time, and I don't know how I'm gonna be around all the people because they're gonna judge or whatever, you know. I was just like feeling really overwhelmed as well. But my milk came up in the morning, day 5, and everything just suddenly started to be better. I felt a little bit better and I thought, okay, this is getting better, so thank God for that. It's just like, you know, starting to see that light at the end of the tunnel again. I felt a little bit more optimistic and we left the house, and I'm actually really glad that we left the house because some fresh air in my face just made me feel even better and a bit more happier. Day 5 at night, Leia actually slept for 3 hours at a time, only waking up to feed and go back to sleep. I woke up on day 6 feeling like a completely new person. And since then, everything kind of like started to come back to normal and feeling a bit more myself. The belly cramps also stopped on the day that my milk came. The sad part about breastfeeding this time around is I could only breastfeed her for 2 weeks, and I will make a full video about my breastfeeding experience with my 3 kids because I think that might help somebody else. I felt really emotional and really sad that I couldn't breastfeed this time around because that's all I wanted, but I will go into more detail in a video probably coming after this one. So yeah, first week this time around was really tricky and really bumpy, really up and down, but I survived the week and I could share my experience with you. And if you are going through some of the things that I said in this video, or you've got baby blues, or you're not feeling well at all, just understand that it will get better. And if you actually feel the need of like looking for some help, please do. There is midwives, there is doctors, there is family if you want to, but please talk to somebody because I know what you're going through and I know it's so hard, but just keep in mind that it will get better with the time. Just give yourself time and rest as much as possible. I know it's not easy, but just try to have a bit of positive thoughts and say that this will only get better, and just go day by day. Don't put pressure on yourself. I hope you find this video helpful. Please share it with anybody that you feel in need of it. Please know that you are not alone and everything will get better. Just hang in there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you are, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like this video if you like it. Follow me on Instagram for daily updates, posts and everything. I'm always in there. If you've got any questions, just leave me a question down below. And yeah, see you in my next video. Bye!